Hi, it's me again. I might look a bit different. I'm just kidding, I don't. But my phone does. Today is Monday. It's a special day. Why do you ask? Just 2 days ago, I went to pick my new phone. Listen, you guys saw my last video. 1,000 of you did. You knew I was gonna do the switch. I knew I was gonna do the switch eventually. I was just waiting for the moment, and I'm so glad I waited. This could have been an iPhone 15, and we don't want that. Maybe we do, I don't know. I really like this phone. In all honesty, I want to tell you my first impressions getting back to iPhone. Quick little summary. I had an iPhone for around 3-4 years from 2020, and then I got a smaller iPhone 14, end of 2022. Just the end of last year, I switched to Samsung because I wanted a better camera, and I got the S23 Ultra. And then 2 days ago, I sold my Samsung phone. And a week ago, I sold my iPhone. So I basically sold both of my phones, and I picked up my iPhone on Friday. So yeah, now I have one phone. If that was a little confusing, just forget about it. Point is, I had an Android for 9 months as my main driver, and I'm gonna tell you how I feel now that I'm back to iPhone. Listen, there's gonna be a few things that I miss already, and I'm going to miss over time about my Android phone. But I'm gonna be honest, they're just really not big reasons to go back to Android. If I were to summarize why I'm actually excited that I went back to Apple, it's literally for productivity reasons only. I just feel more comfortable recording content on this video, especially for social media, as opposed to the Samsung phone. The Samsung phone camera kills. It is amazing, it's beautiful, it's on the cinematic side, which makes it a little bit darker in nature, which produces like these amazing pictures and clips. At least I think they're amazing. And by the way, this is not edited at all. This is just the lighting that we had, as well as just the camera quality. My friends had iPhones that day and their pictures were not like this at all. But you see, these pictures are personal use. I did post a bunch of TikToks using my Samsung, and I just was not happy with the quality. It just felt really dark. I record a lot of like internal content like, inside my house. That's not to say that I'll never record outside my house, but it's just my content mostly revolves inside, and I need something that works inside, and a camera that's a little bit cinematic and dark just did not work for me. This is basically the gist of why I switched back to iPhone. However, now that I switched back and I've been using this phone for the last few days, I haven't religiously used it, like I am not always on my phone, but just a few changes. First of all, the immediate thing that I notice is how simple this phone is. It's extremely simple. I'm not trying to diss Apple users, but it's quite literally a really simple phone for simple people who don't want to go through a lot of leaps and hoops and whatever, right? There's a few settings you can play with, but they're not that much. That's basically my first impression. Second impression is just the fact that I'm just now more compatible with friends. This is not by all means a reason to switch back to iPhone, but I just feel like I can easily airdrop stuff, which I've already done. I've also already recorded so much content with this phone because of how easy and how more compatible it is with social media. Let's take a quick break and talk about the phone that I got. So Friday the 13th, that's right, the day that Apple allowed us to pre-order, that is the day that I pre-ordered my phone immediately because I did not want to miss out, and I know the Desert Titanium phone would probably sell out, and I'm guessing the Pro Max did sell out, and my phone actually sold out for shipping, so I had to make sure to choose the option to pick up from store, and thank God that was not sold out. Week passes by. On Friday, last Friday specifically, I went to pick up my phone, and I went at a really good time. It was like a Friday afternoon, so it wasn't that busy. I waited in line for like maybe a few minutes, and I was able to go in, and I just saw all the samples. Beautiful colors, by the way, for the 16 models. I love it. In person, they are gorgeous. Although they're plastic, they felt pretty high quality, but I'm still glad I got the Pro model because we'll get to it. Overall, my experience was effortless. It was smooth. The salesperson was amazing, and I ended up getting the 512 gigs. It was a bit pricey, but I think it'll serve me a lot in the long run. I intend to keep this phone for as long as possible. I really mean it this time. I have no reason to switch anytime soon. I really want to make a promise to myself. Unless something changes, a significant change in my life where I need to switch phones, I would prefer not to. I'm just gonna say it right now. And that's actually the main reason why I went out and got it outright versus getting a plan. I don't want to stick to something. I don't want to commit to any plan. Basically, that's it. You already saw the unboxing, but I'm just gonna show you once again what the phone looks like. I also have a protector here already. I made sure to order these things before the phone came, so I actually ordered the case and this thing and a screen protector all from Amazon, and they arrived 2 days before the phone, and I'm so glad I did that. Anytime I would order phones in the past, they would come and I would just be holding them without any protection, and in some cases I had like work, like to go to the office, and I just felt really scared the whole time. I don't know if you relate. Back to first impressions. Not only was the experience on the phone very smooth, but I also felt like the camera was really smooth, and let me tell you about this new feature right here. I want to say it's underrated because people are just talking smack about it online. Some talking on the placement, some talking about like useless it is, some talking about like why is it not a fingerprint scanner for real. I personally love it, and I think a lot of people forget the fact that some of us take pictures or videos like this and the finger just naturally lands there. This is so easy for me to do. My finger is perfectly placed and I'm literally zooming in and out as we speak. It's so easy, it's so effortless. I can see myself definitely getting used to it. Absolutely love it. The camera quality itself seems pretty good. I have not tested it enough. I'll put any clips or pictures that I have taken. I think it's pretty good. I think the ultra wide actually looks improved. It definitely feels more lit up than it did on my older iPhone where it was like 12 megapixels. Now we have 48 megapixels. I am super excited about that because I take a lot of ultra wide type videos. The selfie camera has not improved, at least hardware wise. It's actually exactly the same as my iPhone 14, and I'm guessing like the other models as well. Some may say if it ain't broke, why fix it? But I think there is definitely room for improvement on the selfie camera, especially when I do TikTok videos. I just feel like it could be a little bit higher quality, but that's just me. I guess Apple focuses a lot on improving the back camera, forgetting the front camera. But if you ask me, there is one thing that kind of makes up for it, and it's the fact that you can make those adjustments. It's like a filter and you can adjust it up and down or whatnot. It's called styles, and there's different versions. There's like cool, warm, rose gold. It makes changes to the colors without changing your skin tone, if that makes sense. I just wish we can edit that on videos as well. That's my only feedback on this. In terms of speed and processing, it's pretty fast, but I mean, I never had issues with my iPhone 14 in the first place, so it's pretty smooth, can't complain. There's a difference in the screen hertz. You can go up to 120 hertz. I'm gonna sound like a newbie, but I really can't tell the difference. Apple just always felt smooth to me. Kind of noticed a difference on my iPad, I guess, which is always 120 hertz, I'm pretty sure. In terms of gaming, I have yet to try it out. So yeah, those are kind of my first impressions. I have some bonus things to say. First thing is, one of my concerns with this phone is like I'm not able to customize it, which has already been resolved by just having multiple ways to use widgets, icons, installing profiles, and things like that. I definitely want to make a separate video of customizing my entire screen. I'm so excited to do it because I know it's always been a challenge to do that on Apple, but it's more possible now than ever. Another thing is like changing ringtones and message sounds. Did you know that you can actually add your own customized version and you don't have to actually buy it? That solves one of the problems that I had. It's a little bit complicated and you have to follow it every time you want to change your ringtone, but I really only changed my ringtone once when I had an Android. Another thing is, maybe I'm so behind, I don't know, I've been like way behind on the iPhone game, but I guess the Type-C allows you to use SSDs and SPs or whatever. I did not know this was possible, and this was like a big downside for me. I can do it on my iPad. I didn't know you can do it on your iPhone. So that is definitely a plus, definitely a thing that Android had that I thought Apple didn't. Now, one of the last few things is definitely gaming on this phone. I only game on emulators usually. I don't mind trying mobile games. Honestly, I'm down for it. They always involve paying money, so that's a little bit annoying. And I like using emulator because I can play nostalgia games on there. So I can download Delta emulator and play Nintendo games, hypothetically speaking. And I do feel like eventually they're gonna introduce other ones like PS1, PS2 emulators. This is all just sidetrack things though, because they just distract you from your work. So it's literally not priority. I guess other things include just like being more involved with people because most people in my life have iPhones. All that being said, I'm so excited that I switched back to iPhone, and I cannot wait for the amount of things that I will come up with hopefully in the next months to come and years. This is really why I ordered the phone. I think if you're a content creator, I think you should definitely get a pro iPhone. Unless you're used to Android ecosystem, I guess maybe that could work for you. Personally, that's what works with me. I've already recorded a video about things that I'm gonna miss about Samsung, and hopefully I'll release that in the next few weeks. So make sure you subscribe if you want to watch that video and if you want to watch any content that I come up with. Also, thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. I am excited. This is amazing. I look forward to talking about more things and just like yapping along. That's what I do. I just yap. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.